In this video I wanted to show how to change an Hublot strap. Now this is for Big Bang only. You'll notice you have two screws on each side of the case here, and then you obviously need to remove the clasps. We're going from yellow to orange right now, and the first thing you're going to need is obviously an Hublot tool. Now you can get cheap ones on Amazon and other sites, and those can work, but honestly, I went to an Hublot and I reluctantly spent $115 on this one titanium screwdriver. And after using some other people's cheap ones a few times, I can honestly say this is definitely worth the money. So if you have an Hublot and you're going to be an Hublot fan for any period of time and change straps here and there, I would recommend buying this. It's much less likely that you're going to scratch because the tips are titanium and they fit perfectly. So I would recommend getting this. Obviously it's up to you. You can save a little bit of money and of course get some cheap ones online. I will say if you use the cheap ones, you have to be extra careful of being precise with where your screwdriver is, because you're much more likely to scratch this side of the case. Okay, so let's get into it. So I'm just going to zoom in here, and the first thing I'll tell you when doing this is that everything has to be braced. You can't see where my elbow is, but my elbow is braced on the table so that it's not really moving. And then I also like to put my thumb right next to where my screwdriver is going so that the screwdriver can't suddenly slip off to the left or slip any which way, because I'm bracing against my thumb. So what I'm going to do here is, you'll see I'm right on the screw now. I perfectly went in because I'm braced against my thumb. It's already out, just like that. And then we're going to do the other one again, brace with the thumb. Perfect. And that one's out. I'm not going to do the other side just because you get the idea, but what I do want to do now is remove the clasp. The clasp is a little bit tricky, so if you have this tool, all you're going to do is take the cap off, switch sides, and now you have this fork-like tool, and that is how you're going to take off the clasp. So let me zoom in here for you. And what you're going to do, let me rest this on rubber here, adjust the camera. So what you're going to do is you're going to go in flat with the rubber, and you want to come underneath so that, again, the whole point is to do this safely without scratching the steel. Okay, so I'm going to go in, I'm going to feel where we're at, and then once I feel a little notch, as you'll see, push down. I didn't quite get it yet, so I'm going to go again. Didn't quite get it, and there we got it. Nope, not quite. See, this is tricky. There we go. So now it's out. So now you'll take the pin out, and now you can see how this is, right? This is a spring pin, and so what we're doing here is we're finding that little edge there, and then we're pushing it down. So pushing that edge down, and then so you're pushing down and then you're rotating it out so you can get one side out, and so it's a little spring bar, right? So now what we'll do in reverse order is, let me just, I'm not going to fully change the strap because it's going to be a long video, but we'll put this in the orange piece here. So we got it in the orange strap, and now we're just going to go the other way. So what I like to do first is I like to put the bottom part of the spring in the little indentation. So if you'll notice, if you look right in there, you can see there's a little hole where this goes, right? So that's where you need to put this part. So you see that hole? Now we're lined up, and then once we're lined up, you're just going to push this down, push the spring down, and then I don't think I was in. There we go. It's so much harder to do this when there's a camera in front of you. But yeah, there we go. Push that down. And then you should hear a click. If you don't hear a click, you're gonna, heard an even bigger click. If you don't hear a click, you push it forward more, and then you're gonna pull. So I like to pull to make sure it's actually in, because sometimes you'll hear a click and it's not fully in. So always pull to check, because if it's not fully in and you pull on it, the whole strap's going to come out, and then you start over. But it's better to know like off of the bat, rather than you hear a click and then you put on the watch and then it just comes loose and then you potentially drop your watch. So anyway, this is how to change a strap. Hope this was helpful, and subscribe for more tips.